Uh, we're at Survive, Strive, and Thrive, gaining confidence, skills, and attitudes for rearing healthy, positive children. My name is Elizabeth Bernstein Cartagena, and I work for K-State Research and Extension. And we are a statewide network of educators sharing unbiased, research-based information and expertise on issues important to Kansas. We're going to start with a breathing technique that we can use when we are facing moments are very challenging and we need to first calm ourselves, then to help others. You have done this before. So breathing in, make sure you're sitting up straight and breathe out. Okay, so this is very easy. Nobody knows how you're doing it, and you are helping yourself in that manner. So we mentioned before that there are some qualities of perfect parents. There's no perfect parent per se, but there are qualities that we're looking for in any relationship, in friendship, or also as parents. And when you practice that, is like giving your children a gift. When you show love, when you show the attention, undivided attention, when you show patience, when you forgive them, when you understand what they're going through, and when you're kind, when you are caring, and so on, what a quality time, when you're honest, when you respect them and you trust them, those are gifts, emotional gifts that you're giving to your children. And putting like emotional coins to a bank account, emotional bank account. So today we are going to know the difference between discipline and punishment and why our children misbehave. Being a positive parent is tough in time, and children are often frustrating, and parents are tired, and life doesn't always seem fair. Finances are worrisome, and most of the families struggle with making ends meet. And teaching children seems like a daunting task. We humans are not born knowing everything that we need to know to be good parent, but this unit should help parents recognize why children misbehave and how positive discipline is a superior way to teach children appropriate behaviors. Children usually learn most by observing and doing what they see or hear. As children observe what parents do, what they say, and how they relate to others, they learn behaviors negative or positive. So we really have been watched all the time because that's how human beings learn by seeing and copying. So we'll be talking about qualities we want our children to develop so that they will be contributing members of our society. One of the ways we do this is to teach them rules and guidelines for living. Let's do an exercise here. Let's write the qualities they would like to see in the child in 20 years when he or she comes home to visit. What would you like to see on them? What qualities when they come to visit you in the future? This could be things like you want them to be responsible, a good decision maker, caring, polite, dependable, self-sufficient, and so forth. Take a couple seconds here and write down what I would like to see in my daughter or my son or the children that you have when they in 20 years come and they come visit me and what I would like to see on them. When you finish, emphasize that it is something that you are going to work toward that in order to obtain what you are wishing in 20 years to have from your kids. So it is important to view parenting as a long-time project. That's why you have to start now to see that later. We all make mistakes as parents, but when we learn as much as we can about parenting and implementing positive practices, our children are much likely to develop the qualities they have listened on the steps in the opening door exercise. And I want to make sure that you understand that as parents, we cannot control all that we desire our children to be, but sometimes other factors influence in the qualities of individuals. However, parents usually exert a considerable amount of influence over our children. So we parents are our children's first teachers. Discipline versus punishment. Are they the same? The rules and guidance we have for our children is called discipline. Punishment is usually an effort to use an unpleasant experience to change a child's behavior through blame, shame, or pain. Go back here a little bit. So many parents do not recognize the difference between discipline and punishment. Discipline teaches a child how to act and make sense to a child. It is related to a child's behavior and helps a child feel good about herself or himself at the end. Punishment makes a child feel that he or she is bad. It does not tell a child what they should do instead. And it may be difficult for the child to relate the punishment to what they were doing wrong. So this lesson is a good overview of the two concepts. If you have trouble with the concepts in the future, we'll have more lessons related to that. So you will be more, you are going to have more clarity on those two concepts. Let's start with punishment. What is punishment? It's an unpleasant experience to try to change a child's behavior. May stop bad behavior immediately, but may not change in the long run. It builds anger and resentment in the child. And we're going to have different punishments, and we're going to start with physical punishment. We're talking about hitting, slapping, spanking, withholding of food or water, washing the mouth with soap, restraining them, shutting up in a closet, sending to bed. And this is very important, sending to bed. The bed and the bedroom is a place that should be only for sleeping, not a place for punishment. So emotionally, we want to have in life spaces that are safe to go in to relax or stress. And so when you go to bed, you are going to be sleeping and resting, but not a place for punishment. That will have some impacts in the future in different things. Emotional punishment. Let's see, we have something here. Oh, hold on. I have to stop here because I have to share. Sorry. I have to share the sound.
You're worthless. Stupid. You'll never amount to anything. Lazy. Good for nothing. Idiot. I wish you'd never been born.
So emotional punishment is yelling, screaming, silent treatment, like you're ignoring them. Verbal abuse such as you're bad, you never do anything right. I don't know why I ever had children. And you're so dumb. Saying like you're just like your worthless mother or whoever you want to call. Those are part of the emotional punishment. Leaving a child alone at inappropriate ages, that's emotional abuse because that child is going to feel um, abandoned or in fear because they're not ready to be by themselves yet. Withholding love and affection is an emotional abuse. So the child comes, they forget that what they have done. And they see you again as the parent, like the person that wants to be close, and they come and hug you, and or they sit close to you and lay their head on your shoulder, and then you push them up. Just you push them away because you are still angry. Or threats of physical abuse. The threat is an emotional abuse. Some people, parents, they say so many things I'm going to do, and they don't do anything, but just saying it that impacts the emotion of the child. So, and here also we'll cover the sexual abuse and that is also detriment with emotionally and physically to a child. So why people do that? Why parents do that? And some of the reason is that they're tired. Just go away, I'm tired. Or they're angry and they don't have such control. You hit the kid, and we were treated that way as a child. It's just a cycle. I feel hopeless. I don't understand other means of correction. I'm frustrated. So it is a strange notion or a strange way of thinking that we must make children feel worse to make them better. So when I'm angry, I'm going to say things to my child to feel them so bad that they will not go back to do that again. And that is not the reality. You are telling the child you're useless. I don't know why I have children. And you think that that is going to make them better? No. Their self-esteem is going to be low and low and low. There's nothing that a child that it is so abused and hurt that is going to make them better. No. Pain does not produce gain when it comes to teaching children. When you're in pain or you're in terror or in fear, your body reaction is to defend themselves. So the brain, the part of the brain that is survival is the one that is going to be active. And it's part of our survival state. So the prefrontal cortex that is in front of your forehead, that is going to kind of like numb itself so the survival part of the brain can work. And then there's no the part of their thinking and solving problems and judging, oh, this is my dad, and he's angry, but he won't be angry anymore. Nothing like that. That part does not work as well. So when you want to teach a child, you cannot have shame or pain involved in it, because the learning part of paying attention, the attention is in the threat, not in what you're saying. And why physical punishment doesn't work? It can increase misbehavior over the long run. It may have an immediate short-term effect, but some children and teens react by showing aggression toward the adult doing the punishment. If they don't respond negatively to the punishing adult, they often increase aggression toward the siblings or other nearby people in school. A destructive ripple effect is often put in motion with physical punishment. It teaches children and adults to use aggressive methods to solve problems and resolve conflict. Physical punishment usually escalates. It is difficult to control feelings and action when angry. A slap on the bottom, often because 2 or 3 or more comes very quick. This kind of situations lead to nearly 1/2 of child abuse cases. It does not teach children or adolescents to take responsibility for their own behaviors. Children often are only obedient in the presence of the adults who physically punishes, and the good behavior only happens because they fear the adults. Once the fear is removed, the child or teen often acts out. Physical punishment does not help children or teenagers understand how their behaviors affect others. They do not become sensitive to or aware of the impact of their actions on others. Usually, does not permit a child or a teenager to understand how to make things right. Often kids do not understand what should have been done differently to avoid punishment. The key to a child's mind is to first unlock the heart. So understanding the child, understanding the milestone, what things I can understand or process, and which ones cannot yet. The time spent with the child, all those 8 qualities that we talked at the beginning, it is unlocking the heart of the child. When you're patient, when you're love, you show love, when you are understanding, when you spend time with them. That is unlocking the heart. And when you do that, then you can go to the mind. Discipline. Discipline teaches because you're a teacher. It is a positive way to guide and lead children to learn self-control. It deals with children's action. Help children learn from experience. It is a way to correct by teaching. Tells children how you feel about what they have done. And that doesn't make children feel bad or worthless. We're going to keep adding that to the other workshops that we're going to have next week. Here is $1,000,000 question. Why my children misbehave? Other reasons children misbehave. One of them is they don't feel well. Especially the little ones, they don't realize when they start becoming sleepy or hungry or ill. Sometimes a cold is coming, they are very irritable. They say not sleepy, even in adults, people that sometimes don't sleep well, they are cranky or anything bothers them. It's the same with children. We as adults have filters and we say, hey, I know how I'm feeling, they need uh, rest or taking medicine. Some children, the youngest one, they don't know, they don't have that yet. So they another one is that they feel rejected. They may feel ignored and think that themselves worthy and unworthy of love. Especially when you're angry and they have done something and they are fine now with that, but you're still angry. And when you push them away or you just say a word that hurts them, they will feel ignored or they're not worthy of your love. And they start acting out. They lack knowledge of it and experience. They don't know that that's wrong, or they don't realize that how important it is not to do this. They are not born with that information and wisdom, and they learn from their mistakes like anybody else. They are upset and feel insecure, especially when they have changes that can cause anxiety. Can happen when, for example, the new babies come into the family, or the family moves to a new neighborhood or school, or when it's time to go home from school, nobody shows up on time, or nobody shows up and they have to be calling the grandparents or other people. That anxiety built up and that started showing up in different ways. Children are discouraged. Children need to hear praises for the parents. Remember, we're going to focus on the positive instead of the negative, but our nature is to go to the negative. And when we focus and we say and express and praise the things that good things that the children are doing, it's a different mood and they feel better about themselves. Poor behavior may result if they don't get attention or closeness. They feel loved. Children want to please those who love them. If they don't feel love, they might act out. Also, they lack confidence. Feeling inadequate may result in bragging, boasting, or fighting. If parents use put downs, children may feel worthless. And the more that they have their self-esteem down, they're going to have more problems. Okay. The reasons they behave, they may behave. One of them is they have been rewarded for the behavior. For example, if your child is having a tantrum, giving him or her a cookie to be quiet is rewarding the bad behavior. At the store, you say, no, we're not going to buy any candies. They are now at the point where they are starting to yell and scream and cry. And to calm down that behavior, you say, okay, it's fine, you can have it, but I'm not going to do this the next time. You do that because maybe you're trying to avoid the shame or the humiliation of the embarrassment of the people looking at you. But you're rewarding the behavior. Another one is they copy what the parents do. You say a bad word, remember they're going to copy you. They say a bad word, and then the parent comes and punish them. They're copying you. So we have to watch our acts and what we say. And if we say something in front of them that is not, it's not right, you have to say, well, I shouldn't be using that word. I should call myself and think about saying things right. And when you do that, when you recognize that you make mistakes, they're going to copy you. They're going to do the same. When they say something or they do something, and you look at them and you're like, okay, I shouldn't be doing this because that's what you did. They were testing whether the parents will enforce the rules. It's like us adults, we have 40 miles per hour sign, and we're testing, oh, I'm going to 50 or 45. You see, I'm not caught. It's the same thing, it's the same behaviors. They are asserting themselves on their independence. You know, if you all feel like I can talk more and I can say what I want. And you say, let's go to the school, it's bedtime. No. You learn that no, what is the effect of no? And she's saying that she doesn't want to go. So instead, what we say, oh, okay. I know, I understand that you don't want to go, but it is time to go. So when you go to your preschool and see your friends and teachers, you have enough sleep and you learn a lot. And so instead of like spanking and yelling, you know, they are protecting themselves. Maybe somebody is bullying them in different ways, and that's what they're doing, or they feel bad about themselves because our words are telling them you are worthless, you never listen, you're not like your sister or like your whoever. And so whatever you say is what they're going to say. So we have to watch our words and our actions. So next week, we're going to start doing the prevention techniques. And we are going to, one of the things we're going to cover, it is changing the settings, for example, like putting dangerous items away or breakable items or valuable items away from children, make an activity list to prevent boredom and misbehavior. They don't have to be expensive or anything, you know. Make clear rules and details, and so on. We're going to go prevention, and then you're going to guide the child when he was not following, you know, what you said. And then at the end, we're going to do the consequences. And we as a teacher have to be in that order, teaching our children. You prevent as much as you can. Then when the child is not following the instructions or breaking the rule, we're going to guide that child, understanding why that rule is done, and making sense of what you're saying. It's not like you come up with something and the child doesn't see that fair. But when you explain why you're making a rule, then there's knowledge there. You are believing in the intelligence of the child, of the level of, you know, because you're understanding how the 3 years old process things or acts or relates to others, and the different ages, like 7 or 15. So please look for those milestones. You can, if in the computer, you can say, what is my milestone for a 3-year-old child or 12 years old child, and they're going to make you a list of things. And that's how the information you're going to have to then to act and to talk to them in that level, so they will be understanding. And the child is happy that he's understanding you, and you're happy that he's understanding and can follow what you're saying. So this is all for now. And so, yeah, we're going to start with the prevention. And any question that you have, you can send me the question in the link or the email that I have in this information here. I don't have the email, but you can call me. It's the same, but the email you have it because this is how we're communicating with each other. This is evaluation, so please write down that link because we are recording. Or if you have another electronic, you can, with your camera, you can scan the QR code and we'll take you there. As soon as you're done watching this video and completing the evaluation, let us know and we're going to change, start sending the next ones. There are 5 classes. We are number 3, 2 more to go. Hope that this information helps you, and like we said, we're not born with this knowledge, and anything that can help us to get more information and ideas of how to raise our children is going to help us a lot, and we're going to enjoy being parents. Well, thank you.